Welcome to Beyond the Glow, a Clear Essence skincare podcast, your go-to source for radiant, healthy skin. At Clear Essence, we specialize in scientifically formulated skincare designed for melanin-rich skin, tackling concerns like hyperpigmentation, acne, and uneven tone. Stay tuned as we share expert tips, product spotlights, and real skincare solutions. Please make sure to rate us 5 stars on Spotify and like the video on YouTube. This helps us reach more like-minded skincare lovers just like you. Hey friends, welcome back to the Clear Essence podcast. It's me, Dara, and today it's going to be just me. It's a solo episode and I'm a little bit nervous, but also kind of excited. And today I really want to answer 6 questions that we get asked so much. Constantly. This is just stuff that you all ask us pretty regularly. So I thought, why not just make an episode dedicated to answering what I would consider the top asked questions over social media. So the first question, why do my spots look darker when I start using the products? That to me is like such a good question. I have had this question as well along my skincare journey, and it honestly is one that trips people up a lot. So for example, you begin with the face serum or a hydroquinone product, and instead of lightening, you kind of see that the spots are getting darker at first. That is completely normal. Okay, what's happening is the pigment is getting pulled up closer to the surface, and that's what happens before it fades, if that makes sense. That's the process of fading. So it's not making things worse. It's just part of the cycle of the healing or fading process. If you don't feel any irritation and all you're seeing is the spots getting darker, give it a few weeks. But if it's red, if it's itchy, or if it's burning, I would say pause that product until that calms down before continuing. Now, question 2, I know hydroquinone works, but is it too harsh? And I'm guessing with this question, the person kind of means like, is it safe for people with more sensitive skin? The reality is hydroquinone can be too strong for sensitive skin, right? But that doesn't mean you have to skip it. It just means that you need to be smart with how you incorporate it into your skincare routine. So what I would do, I have super sensitive skin. So I guess speaking from experience, what I have done and what has seemed to work for me and other people with the more sensitive skin that I've spoken to is just start off using it at its lowest effective strength, right? You patch test on your jawline. I always say patch test. This is something that I feel like people really skip out on. You buy a new product, you're super excited to like incorporate it and to start using it, and you just kind of put it all up on your face. This is speaking from experience, by the way. But what you do is you patch test it on your jawline just for a few days to see how it gets on, right? And then you always want to layer any kind of soothing product that you have on it, around it. Something like a moisturizer with ceramides, or just something that is soothing for your skin. That to me is a good way to incorporate, to start introducing hydroquinone into your skincare routine if you have sensitive skin. I wouldn't overdo things like exfoliants, right? Keep the other actives really. What for me when I started using hydroquinone, to me, I removed all actives in the beginning, right? Just to allow my skin the time to kind of process, you know what I mean? So my cleansers and my moisturizers, all of that had no actives in it. And so the only active thing was the hydroquinone product that I was using. So I would recommend, don't overdo exfoliants, don't overdo actives in the beginning stages, right? Wait for your skin to get accustomed to the product and for you to feel kind of like settled. Okay, like my skin is used to it now. Then you can start slowly introducing other actives or exfoliants and all of them. And lastly, sunscreen. Okay, like I feel like sunscreen is just a non-negotiable. If you're not using sunscreen at this stage, honestly, I think I'm not doing my job correctly, because it is just a must. And it's not just in the summer. It's not just if you're going outside. make sunscreen literally a part of your routine. So you don't even think about it. Whether you're indoors, outdoors, whether it's dark, it's light, I mean, obviously you're not using it when you're going to bed, but like, I mean, during the daytime, make applying sunscreen a part of your routine. It's a non-negotiable. Ideally, you're reapplying the sunscreen every 2 hours. But if you don't even use it, let's start with using it. Okay, let's start with applying sunscreen as part of your morning routine every single day. Now, if your skin flares up, I would say you need to just slow it way down. Okay, slow it way down. If you start off once every 2 days, pare it back to once every 3 days. Use a smaller amount. Like I said, if you're using any actives, remove that altogether. Just be gentle with it. Take your time with it, right? There is no shame in taking it more gently, right? There's no shame in easing your way into using a product that you want to use. You're going to get there, right? You don't need to be full on from jump, right? Be gentle with your skin, and you get to a point where it's fully incorporated into your routine. Speaking from experience, just be gentle. Now, question 3. Should I layer acids with fade creams, or is that asking for irritation? I feel like I just kind of answered this question actually, but it's still a really popular question, because the thing about it is when you have hyperpigmentation and you have a lot of spots, you really want to kind of, and you're taking your skincare more seriously, you really kind of want to go all in, right? You want to like get all the products that you feel like you really need to transform your skin. And so what happens, and again, I'm speaking from experience, and this is like every skincare lover girl that I know, you want to do too much, and that is just, I don't know, it's not the best approach, right? The thing is, acids can help prepare your skin, but layering them with fade creams, sometimes it's just too much for dark skin, especially when your dark spots are new, or they're angry, or they just it can be too much. So what I would recommend is to just alternate days, right? So one night you use your fade serum or any alpha or beta product that you want to use, and then the next night an AHA or a BHA, if your skin can tolerate it, right? You don't want to just sandwich them, use all, like, too much. Just chill out, be gentle, watch your skin, be gentle, see how it reacts, and then you can up the dose, or you can do it with more frequency. But to start, I would say definitely alternate days. And always calm down the week after exfoliation, right? Skip the fade cream those evenings, just to give your skin a little bit of a break. And your skin barrier is going to thank you for this. I think that's what happens a lot of the times. We do too much, and then our skin barrier is almost damaged in the process, and it can kind of have the opposite effect that we're looking for, right? You want to fade your hyperpigmentation or your dark spots, and you do too much, your skin is completely compromised, it's dry, it's doing all sorts, and at the end of the day, it makes your skin concerns worse, right? And so that's where you have to really strike that balance, where you're doing enough but you're not doing too much, right? You're gonna get to a point where you're using it, all the products to their best, most effective, and all. But to start, a little bit is okay. It's okay to ease your skin. I mean, and there's no rush. Like I said, if it takes you a month to get from baby steps to where you want to be, that's totally fine. But your skin is happy in the process, and you don't do damage when you don't sort of cause more issues than when you first started off, because you're rushing too much into it. So I hope that answers your question. Let's move on to question 4 now. So, can I use fade products on my body? I love this question, and we get this question so much. The person I can imagine is saying, can I use it on places like, your elbows, your knees, your chest, basically anywhere on your body, not besides your face. You can use it on your face, obviously, but besides your face, anywhere in your body that you have, issues with dark spots and all of that. Can I use it on my body as well? Yes, 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 yes. You absolutely can, and you actually should. If that, wherever the dark spots are, you can use your fade cream. The only thing I would say is the skin on your body, it tends to hold onto pigment longer than the skin on your face. So I would expect slower fade times, maybe 12 weeks or more, right? But in terms of like, can you use it? Yes, and you should. I absolutely recommend it. I use it there as well, on my body as well. But just keep in mind that it takes a little bit longer than it does on your face to fade. But with time, it will fade. It's going to be the exact same protocol as you would do on your face. So you apply thin layers, once or twice daily, depending on the strength, and then you moisturize with an SPF in the day, right? So if you're going to put it on your body, you need to put SPF. Okay. Listen, SPF it's a must, especially if you have hyperpigmentation. If you're not using SPF, trust me, everything you're doing is pointless. Literally pointless. So if you're gonna put the fade cream on your body, follow up with an SPF in the daytime. Right. Our products like the beautifying milk to me is perfect. It works great on the body. It has kind of like a lighter texture that spreads really well. But the exclusive fade cream as well is amazing. Like these products are just so good to me for fading dark spots and hyperpigmentation. But I would say these two products for sure. Absolutely, you should and you can use them on your body. Question 5. Is it normal to break out when I start fading, like purging? This is what the person said, like purging? Question mark. So the answer to that is sometimes. It feels like purging, but honestly, it's kind of more likely your skin is just figuring out the new active you introduced. Sometimes it is what we like to call purging, quote unquote, but sometimes it is your skin is getting used to what's going on. Your skin is an organ at the end of the day, and we're applying these things that it's not water, it's not like something that's organic to our bodies, right? So your skin, expect your skin to kind of go through a little bit of a period where it's kind of figuring things out, right? Things like hydroquinone and acids, it can stir up a lot of old congestion and like buildup that's under the skin that you haven't even seen right on the surface. So that's, I mean, I guess that's what we typically like to call purging. So that definitely, it's 100% normal. In fact, I would expect that. That to me is a good sign as well because it's doing what it's supposed to do. I would keep it gentle, right? Besides the active product, cleanser, moisturizer, sunscreen, and then, put so I guess cleanser, active, moisturizer, sunscreen. That to me is just the perfect, simple routine. And obviously, try as much as possible to resist picking. This to me, not only does it introduce bacteria, um, creates wounds and like scratches and stuff like that on your skin. It's just a really bad habit, honestly. I would really, really, really try to resist picking your acne, squeezing your acne. Get pimple patches, use things where it's like, that stops you from kind of going in there and picking at your skin. Because trust me, listen, I get it, but it's a lot of times it's like it does mostly harm, right? So resist picking. I would say if a breakout persists longer than 2 weeks, you might be doing too much. You might be layering too much. Slow it down. And like I always say, patience, 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 and also hydration. Patience and stay hydrated. Yes, I hope that answers your question. And the last question I have here is, what's the best way to build a full fade routine without doing too much? So this question is for the girls like me who, oh my God, I want to transform my skin. I'm going to buy a million things and do a 10 step, right? So it's like we want to do our best, but we don't want to do too much, right? We want to strike that balance. So for a basic, effective fade routine, you really only need like 3 steps, in my opinion. And I'm always an advocate for simplifying. Simplifying the 6 step, 8 step, 10 step. I don't, I've never been for that because I don't see the importance of so many steps in a routine. You have your cleanser, you have your actives, one or two targeting your specific skin concerns. You have your moisturizer and then SPF during the daytime. That is enough. One or two treatment products is more than enough. And then you have your cleanser and your moisturizer and your SPF. Simple, right? You want a gentle cleanser that won't strip your skin. That is the perfect cleanser. Gentle, balanced, and won't strip your skin. So you don't want that like squeaky, like dry feeling to where you have to like rush to moisturize really quickly unless your skin starts like itching and stuff. No, that is just not a good kind of cleanser for a long-term healthy skincare routine. Get a gentle cleanser, right? Get your treatment product. This is a product that is targeting your specific skin concerns. If you have acne, if you have hyperpigmentation, dark spots, whatever it is, get a specific treatment product. So this would be like your fade cream, this would be your serums or your lotion, right? Or your toners. This is what I would put in the treatment category. And then your moisturizer, right? Moisturizer that has sunscreen, perfect. And then, or a moisturizer followed by a sunscreen, perfect. But you definitely need a moisturizer and a sunscreen during the day. That's for sure. So, I mean, that's it. It really could be so simple. It really could be so simple. If you want to add extras, extra steps, like I said, if you want to have two treatment products, for example, like you want to add in like a toner or an added exfoliant, that's cool. But those are optional, right? Your core routine is clean, treat, and then protect, right? Every day. And I always say consistency over 1 million products. Be consistent with your routine. Stick with it for a good period of time and let it do its work. Find solid products that work for you and stick with it. And just an extra tip, I would keep your exfoliants and your brighteners on opposite nights, especially if your skin is sensitive like mine, right? That way you're not overwhelming your skin and you're allowing your fade products to actually do their job, right? You're not doing too much and overwhelming your skin, and then your skin starts getting all stressed out and it starts, no, we don't want that. It's like you want your skin to feel good and be happy with the process as well. If your skin starts burning and doing all this crazy stuff, I mean, you're gonna want to stop. It's not gonna feel good. It's not gonna be the kind of routine that you feel you can be really consistent with, right? You're gonna be running away from it because you're damaging your skin. So you really want to be as gentle and simple as possible. I hope this was super informative. As always, if you guys have any questions, send us a DM, email us, and we're always there to kind of help out and answer any questions that you may have. And for those of you that have stuck around to the end, I, of course, as usual, have a special discount for you guys. I've mentioned the fade cream so many times, so I feel like the discount just needs to be on the fade cream, doesn't it? So if you use code FADE20 at checkout, you're going to get 20% off our exclusive fade cream. That's FADE20, FADE 20 at checkout for 20% off our exclusive fade cream. And that's it for today's episode. Remember, healthy skin starts with the right products. Explore our full skincare collection at clearessence.com and use our store locator to find Clear Essence near you. And don't forget to rate us 5 stars on Spotify, like the video on YouTube, subscribe, and follow us for more skincare insights. Until next time, keep glowing with Clear Essence.